everyone has that one game. You played it as a child, a young child, far too young for this game. Maybe it was a friend's game, a sibling's perhaps. Maybe it was a demo, innocently stuck atop a games magazine. Maybe it just turned up one day. No one knows from where. It changed you, even if you didn't know it yet. Some part of you was no longer you. Your life was forever then on, fundamentally different. Or it just made you irrationally afraid of white guys with dreadlocks. Nightbreed, the interactive movie, was released in 1990 by Ocean, the LJN of Europe, not long after the movie of the same name. There was supposed to be a trilogy of games based on the film, but only this one and another, a side-scrolling action game, ever got made. The film's alright, I guess? A flop on release, it's apparently become a cult classic. Upon watching it for this review, it was rather weird and rambly, but it certainly has got that feeling of, you don't get this, but a bunch of people will obsess over this for decades. As I mentioned, this was a game I played when I was far too young for it. This was before the Mortal Kombat 1 controversy that resulted in the ESRB being formed. You know, those age ratings for games parents never pay any attention to? Yeah, them. I sincerely don't remember how this game got into my tiny little library of Amiga games way back when I was a little ankle biter. I only had Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat 1, Deluxe Paint and Bram Stoker's Dracula. On reflection, there's a bit of a pattern there. And everything else was demo discs. I guess it must have been a bootleg my brother got from someone at school. Ain't childhood grand? As an interactive movie, circa 1990, it's 100% linear, so let's run through my replaying of the game that gave tiny me nightmares for years. This'll spoil the movie for you, so go watch it if you like weird 80s horror flicks. We open with this chap, Aaron Boone, being told by his psychiatrist that he's a schizophrenic serial killer and has to give himself up to the police within 24 hours or he'll turn Boone in. He's also got several pictures of the murder scenes to prove this to Boone. Of course, you should always trust your doctor, even if they are inspired to style their hair to match the office's wood panelling. Clearly deciding he needs a better psychiatrist, Boone decides to drive to the hospital. The game is divided between cutscenes and 8 different action arcade segments. This driving section is the first and most basic. You click on the intersections to drive towards one of 3 locations, the police station, hospital or graveyard. You have a limited amount of fuel, so let's go to the police station since it's the nearest. Either Boone should not be driving in his condition, or he is one hell of a Tokyo drifter. Certain intersections have these roadblocks that you must either turn around and take a different road, wasting fuel, or ram through them and risk a bullet in the gas tank or a punctured tyre. Both will reduce how far you can travel, but we aren't going much further, so...
Out of my way, jerkers!
We hand ourselves into the Roggors. Not going to hold the fact I ran over one of your guys against me, are you? I mean, hi. And they chuck us in the loony bin. Here, Boone meets Narcisse, Amiga downgraded to Crazed Man, who gives him directions to Midian, a place where the mad and condemned can be at peace. Found it. Oh, where's the rum gone? The game massively abridges the movie like this. The film opens with Boone dreaming about Midian, and overhearing Narcisse muttering about it is a pivotal point for the plot. We don't even actually get directions in-game, but with only 3 locations, one being the police station.
Bad idea.
The second being where we are right now, and the third being the only other place around, it doesn't take a genius to figure this out.
Get out of my way!
And we're here. Almost like I'm making progress. 3 choices: enter graveyard, enter Midian, or look around. Well, Midian is why we came here, so let's... You're missing this, guys. I haven't even found a Nightbreed. Boone doesn't even know the word yet. Okay, can't quite run to the endgame just yet. Fair enough. Maybe we need to look around for a bazooka or something. Oh, hi Doc. I'm sure what you're saying is fascinating, but I can't speak. All caps monospaced text in orange boxes with some of the worst editing I've ever seen. It's a regional dialect. Twatville, I believe. Actually, Dr. Drecker is admitting that he's the serial killer.
Gasp, gasp,
Gasp.
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 Before shouting to the cops that Boone has a gun. This prompts a calm and measured response. Circa 1990. The word of the day is excessive force. This is ominous, isn't it? Well, by process of elimination and save state scumming, we've got to enter the graveyard. Oh, good evening, chaps. Do either of you fine gentlemen know where this place named Midian happens to be? Don't ask me why I want to go there. This image and that scream have been burned into my mind for 30 years. I played this when I was 3. Not bad looking for the Amiga in 1990 though. Right, run like buggery, Boone, you bloody, quite literally in this case, nutter. Is it me, or does Boone look rather checked out here? Did I leave the iron on? Heck. I'm going to be coming back here a lot, aren't I? What you've got to do is to hit the fire button when Boone raises his arms up to run faster. Get the rhythm right, or just button mash like a madman, and you'll stay ahead of Peliquin. Yes, that's this guy's name. Explains why he's so angry, I guess. Do this for about a minute, and I think I know how this is going to go.
Bang, 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 bang!
As it turns out, I needed to be violently assaulted in the graveyard, not a euphemism, in order to gain resurrection powers.
Katana.
So driving back to the graveyard again, running out of fuel, but there's a handy gas station nearby this time. Selling gas for 50 cents a gallon. F*** you 1990. Now Boone has superpowers, maybe he can just walk past the berserkers and regrow the body parts they nibble off. Who the hell is Laurie? Who are the Sons of the Free? Who the f*** are you? Well, he's not 6 feet under this time, so improvement? This actually just triggered a memory that this screen scared me as a kid too, the mad screaming noise rather than the image. I'm starting to think the Nightbreed aren't worth this crap. Process of elimination. Again, Midian still sucks sweaty scrote, so maybe Peliquid isn't such an ass. Alright, I'm going! Tosser. If I look around and get another 30 bullets through this jacket, I'm gonna be mightily browned off, I is. Okay, angry man with a shitload of cutlery. Dodge and weave. Don't worry, Boone, I'll do it, whilst the knife-ometer goes down. Apparently, Laurie was there too. I've still no idea who the hell she is. She was only mentioned in passing during a game over earlier. In the film, she's Boone's girlfriend and is a main character pivotal to the plot. Here, this is the first time she's mentioned outside of a cock-up. Told you this was an abridgment.
Bloody hell.
The not-so-good doctor, presumably having spent 3 hours picking up all those knives he was lobbing at Boone, goes to the police station and straight up tells them that actual demons are chilling beneath the local graveyard. Now, I presume Dr. Decker would end up like this. After wandering into a random police station and spouting that, but luckily for him, the police chief is madder than he is. The practical evidence is enough guns to invade a small country in the next office over, but the real clincher is the fact his police uniform is the exact same colour as his face. Now we actually get to speak to Beardy, who only makes things more confusing. The actual film explanation of what the Nightbreed are is pretty bloody important. Here it's a single sentence that hand waves the entire thing away with "Man must destroy what he does not understand." I understand that if you get an admittedly rather nasty looking hickey from one of these guys, you become knockoff Jesus. How the hell do they not monetize this? Oh. Moving hastily on. Finally, Midian! Hurrah! Please note that it took me 30 minutes including cock-ups to get here. To get to a shitty dungeon crawler.
Haru.
You use the buttons in the top left to navigate the dungeon in near silence save for, as shown by these comic panels showing where you're going. I think the colours of the panel borders indicate direction, but it could be random.
Ugly motherfucker.
There's only one of these flying manta ray things in the film, but they're bleeding everywhere in these tunnels. You've got to jump or duck over these things with a split-second warning, otherwise... Fortunately, you can fail this 3 times total before getting a game over. More random clicking, trying not to get frustrated. Okay, changed my mind. You're one ugly motherfucker. Street Fighter, this is not. You will find very rapidly just kicking them in the dick over and over again is by far and away the best technique. Please note that Roggor does not condone kicking cops in the dick. They're bigger than you and have guns. It's not smart, funny, or clever. Click, wall, clickety feckin' click. That's the sort of face you make when you have some horrible existential realisation. Or left the oven on. But that sound, dear God, that sound. If my alarm clock made that sound, I'd never sleep in again. Because I'd have run out of alarm clocks. If you manage to keep your hearing for a minute, yes, a full minute of this, and the sniper will get bored and wander off. Wait, what? Did it suddenly switch to that action game by mistake? Well, it took 40 minutes to find it, but it looks like there's actually a game in here. I just want the game to end at this point. Boone does too, I expect, for that massive concussion. Jesus Christmas, is there actually a point to be... Holy crap, a new screen? Is this progress? Is this game? Are you f***ing kidding me? This is what I spent nearly an hour to find? That's the expression of someone who's been in the queue for a ride at Disneyland for 3 hours surrounded by screaming kids, only to have the ride break down just before his turn. This is the face of a man about to go on a killing spree. That might just be the game getting to me. See? Even Boone fell asleep. Someone drew all over his face with marker pen. What? Yep, I have to backtrack throughout this entire f***ing dungeon to those blue statues I occasionally came across to escort 4 random f***tards to... Looks like we've got a bit of a problem. And that problem is pixel perfect platforming in a game that has not even tried to prepare you for this. You pass through the platforms, you jump in a useless little hop or like you're on the f***ing moon, the platforms crumble away under your feet so you can't even gauge the next jump, you just have to go for it, and there's even a tiny little boulder falling down occasionally to say, get stuffed, laddie. And the worst part of all, is that you have an invisible health bar. Hearing the ooh sound too often and Boone knocks themselves out and game fecking over. It takes me 20 minutes to get up this chasm. If I wasn't emulating this and didn't have save states, I'd have thrown the Amiga under the bus at this point. Damn, I knew movie license games from this era were notoriously bad, but that was beyond bullshit. Guess you're meant to be the hedgehog chick from the movie. Now come here and shut up. You're all hideous, and I have no idea why Boone wanted to live with you lot, but he's crazy, so let's go with that. Come on, turd man. This is just a repeat of the graveyard fight from earlier. And the doctor is out! Ah, the mysterious Miss Laurie, I presume. Shut up and get in line. Jojo the dog-faced boy, I guess. Heal! Nope, definitely didn't want to come back here. I said nope! I'm fine. Everything's okay.
I smell pennies!
That tore it. I'd already figured out the layout of Midian wasn't random. Hell, the manual straight up says, hint, it would be useful to make a map of this section. Try completely goddamn essential. And even then, with a grand total of 7 or 8 images to represent the entire dungeon, I wouldn't know how to make one. So I didn't. But I've come too far to quit now. To the internet! Gotcha! In the end, I had to follow this chap's movements in Midian, click by click, come here you bald bastard, so I could actually reach the ending. Ooh, fell off on Space Mountain or something, did you, blue boy? That looks straight up sore. And as Laurie stares at her boyfriend's stupid facial tattoos in silent regret, I'm struggling to find a way to sum up my thoughts. Yep, that's about right. I needed to play this. It's been in the back of my mind for decades. I never got further than the Pelican chase when I was a kid, either due to fear or incapability, and I was completely right to stop trying when I did. Games based on movie licenses have a reputation for being awful quality cash grabs that have been built up over decades by games like Nightbreed the interactive movie. Despite only having 4 directional buttons and 1 action button, the controls are either button mashing, split-second reaction time based, or absolute pixel precision, none of which you are prepared for or given a decent chance at practicing at, with the game being essentially 8 unrelated minigames strung together along a bastardization of the movie's plot. If you'd played this on original hardware, then after each quite frequently likely death, you'd have had to repeat some measure of talk to the wooden hare,
Hello.
acquire the Hickey of the Damned, get the Holy Jacket,
Bang, 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 bang!
You fight like a dairy farmer.
Hi, how are you?
Good morning.
I am the great mighty Pooh.
How appropriate. You fight like a cow.
Die.
Lady in red!
I immediately regret this.
There is no save system. The game is pure trial and error of the worst kind. The difficulty is really high only due to these controls. I wound up with nearly 50 save states in order to not go insane, so I'd call this pure artificial difficulty. I never even mention the music because there barely is any. There's 3 music tracks in the entire game. The main menu theme, Baphomet's theme, and the death screen theme. Each are just 10-second loops that are plain dull and boring. The Amiga was capable of some fantastic music, just listen to Turrican 2. Gauntlet 3. Or cannon fodder.
Never been so much fun. Never been
Nightbreed the interactive movie is just trash to listen to. The repetitive sound effects only grate harder and harder in the absence of any music whatsoever for the overwhelming majority of the game. And the music that is here is naff. The only halfway decent thing is the graphics. For 1990, the still images are quite detailed, even if the colour palette and animation quality is lacking. I needed to play this. You certainly don't. Do something more entertaining with your time. Like breathing.
My nipples look like milk duds.
Oh hey, you made it to the end. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please have a look at the rest of the channel for some others you might like. You can always leave a like and subscribe, it'll help me out and I can annoy you later down the road. Shine on.